Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Codex podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger, and joining me today is my usual co-host, Tim Morse.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 80 of the Codex podcast. I'm excited you're here. I hope you are excited to be here.
Well, I am excited to be here, and I've been really excited to have us review the story we are reviewing today, and that is the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal.
Yes.
That's the first issue. I have all of them, but yeah, we got quite a bit going on. Also, we will be having another round of Do You Know? Just like last week, me and Tim will go head to head, and we will have a certain man bring his horn of time to the F list, and that is Turner D. Sanctuary.
What a name.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be a fun one. We got the rundown. We'll have the rundown on some comic book news, but first we would like to say that we had a fun pre-show. Tim was even pinching my cheeks in there, but we did mention that this is Mental Health Awareness Month, so everybody make sure to take some time out for yourself. Take care of yourself, not just physically but also mentally, so you can keep going forward in life and enjoy yourself. Sometimes everybody needs to take a day out for themselves, sit back, relax. Like I said,
Let's
Tim,
do this.
yeah, Tim, like I said, sometimes you just need a day of relaxing and rest. Sometimes, maybe like me, and you say, you know what, today's the day. I'm just gonna watch a load of TV or read a bunch of comics or watch a
Shut
bunch of Codex
this
stuff.
thing off or put it on silent. Set it somewhere that you have to get up to go look at it. Read a book, stare at the wall, look outside, go outside, or just sit and pet your dog all day.
Yeah, I
Or
don't know about
sleep.
that. I don't know about that staring at the wall one though. That one, I
You
don't know if
could
I really suggest
There's a
doing that
lot of
that much.
interesting things on a wall if you stare at it long enough.
Yes, but speaking of interesting things, our other co-host, the man behind the Codex station, Jamie, is not here today. We hope he's taking care of himself mentally, but we do have to say we did hear that he's up to something. And well, let's just say the story we're reviewing is the Herald Ordeal, and it deals with the Heralds of Galactus. And now we can officially tell everybody that we heard that Jamie just might be the current Herald of Galactus.
I think the rumors are true. I mean, we don't see the Herald of Galactus and Jamie at the same time. So,
He was telling me when me and Jamie have known each other a long time, and he was saying, one day I'd like to grow up and be a Herald of Galactus. And I said, no stinking way. And he said, Sonny, just watch me.
just you wait, Sonny.
Yeah, and well, here we go. Here he is surfing the cosmos naked. Yeah, so that's what he's up to.
On a Vespa scooter, that is his mode of transportation in the cosmos.
Yeah, as he has a hoodie on like this one, like a Codex hoodie.
Yeah, that's all. And a codex sticker, right?
Oh yes, he
That's
loves
what he
those Codex
shows the
stickers.
minions of any planet he has Galactus consume. He just holds it up. There it is.
Yeah, so speaking of the hoodies and stickers and everything you can get from the Codex, Tim, would you like to tell everybody quickly where they can get their Codex merch?
Yes, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, before we dive into this, go ahead and head over to thecodexstation.com so you can get some awesome merch like Sonny's got laying back there. You can also meet the team and so much more. All you got to do is head over to thecodexstation.com. Oh, there it is. For all your codex needs. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we are also on all the socials. All you got to do is type in, you guessed it, at the Codex Station, and that is where you will find us. Favorite social media platforms and where we're live streaming right now. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, and follow. It definitely helps us bring more content to you all the time, every time. And yeah, our door is always open. Come on in, hit the like, share, subscribe, follow. Let us know you're here. We'll say hi to you. We'll even have a conversation.
Yeah, we'd be more than happy to.
Sure will.
And what would be more than happy to get going as well is that Patreon you were telling us about on the pre-show.
See, there's Sal right there. Hey, guys, right on.
Just hey, Sal. And also, I saw Sal, he knew something, and that was about that Herald of Galactus.
That's right. That's right. And we just had to wait to announce it ourselves before Sal bursted the bubble. Way to go, Sal. Good job. Oh, and he says also, get some merch. And Yes, it is about Jamie, our naked Vespa riding Herald of Galactus, out there finding new planets for Codex to conquer. So there we go. But
Perfectly put. Perfectly put.
excuse me, Patreon. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Patreon, for the price of a cup of coffee, you can go ahead and join our Patreon if you so please. No pressure, no arm twisting or anything like that. If you want to, go for it. If not, no worries. As long as you're here, we don't care. But if you decide to, it's $3 or $7 per month, and you get some pretty awesome stuff exclusive only to Patreon. And you get interaction with the team, your favorite hosts, which is probably Sal or Wes, I think.
Me.
Maybe
Me.
Sonny,
Me.
I think on the list of all the hosts, you, wherever I'm positioned, you're one below me.
I think it's one of those where if it goes down, it brings it back to the
Oh,
top.
I see. Okay, right on.
You had it mixed up.
So wherever I am, you're still one below me. Gotcha.
No, you need to know where I rank at the top.
Oh, okay, right on. But the one position above that, that's where I am, ladies and gentlemen. So
This guy, he doesn't know how to write his biography. He doesn't know where I rank.
I don't know what you're talking about. My biography was done first, so there's that. Sonny's was last. I tried to tell him, but
I had that thing done right away. So the Codex Station's website will be updated with our biographies now that somebody finally finished his. I'm gonna be expecting a book from you, Tim. It took so long.
Yeah, there is a book actually. It's called Tim, the Not Herald of Galactus, and who does not wear Jamie's bandanas. So there's that. That's the title. It's a work in progress, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so a lot of them from the Codex Station. But now that we've got the show actually going and we've got all the business out of the way, I will start us off with the rundown
All
right now.
right.
Yeah, the rundown will start off with some of the comic news we got a few days ago, and that is that there will be a real life Hellfire Gala at the San Diego Comic Con. For those of you who don't know, the Hellfire Gala is from X-Men, with the Hellfire,
Mm-hmm.
Inner Circle with Sebastian Shaw, Jason Wingard, Emma Frost, all of them. Well, they have a fashion show that's been going on, every year now. And this year, like I said, the official Disney fan club has an actual real life Hellfire Gala that's going to happen at the San Diego Comic Con, and that also goes with the Hellfire Gala issue that will be coming out over the summer. Hellfire Gala #1 will come out July 26th, and there's already set to be a lot of variant covers. One that really got my attention, a lot of people's attention, was that there was a variant cover of X-Men '97. It looks like the animated series.
Ooh, interesting.
That one again comes at the same time as the other one. It'll be July 26th. And the Hellfire Gala is written by Jerry Duggan. So check that out there. They haven't said all the variant covers, but there's going to be multiple. And like I said, the one that especially grabbed my attention is the X-Men '97 cover where you see Wolverine, Storm, Bishop, Morph. So
I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see the video and the pictures and everything. I know people can be extremely creative,
oh yeah.
and that's what I'm hoping for. I want to see some awesome costumes.
Yeah. I'm gonna be looking forward to checking out those videos as well
Yeah.
to see what people got going on. And other things going on in some X news is that the God of All Mutants has been announced, and this goes with X Force number 40, which is coming out soon. So this might be a little spoiler. I'm trying not to completely spoil it, but is that the X Force is going to a different time, and they see that the God of Mutants is a certain beloved X-Men character that has really he's over these past years he's really gone into a dark direction, and in this alternate universe,
They
he's
have
the
done
God of all
stuff
mutants.
with Beast. Man, I don't even know. Like I'm so far behind on X-Men. I have next to zero clue what's going on. The last major X-Men story I read was Sins of Sinister, which was fair but disappointing at the end. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
Because I do love Beast being the way he was.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like him. Just he's kind, he's smart, and you know, now he's really took a dark turn, especially if you see this comic book, X-Force number 40. He is looking pretty disgusting. But
I
one thing,
did see the preview picture for that, and it's wild. It's
oh
yeah.
yeah,
Guys, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It looks cool, but I'm just unsure about the story.
yeah, I'm like I said, like you, very behind. Got to
Mhm.
check out. But one thing we did hear about, it is still in the rumor stages, but it's that the Punisher will be getting an MCU series. It is not confirmed, but websites are saying trusted resources and things like that, and tweets made, but nothing is official. But
Trust it.
we're rooting for the Punisher to get his MCU series.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen. The rated R stuff, the TVMA stuff that's on there right now is doing good. I have not heard anybody complain about it. So I mean, it'll happen. Just give
yeah.
it time.
Before you know, we will be announcing that it's official. But
Oh
one
yeah.
thing, yeah, that I also want to talk about, unfortunately, that a lot of times when we have bad news, we do like to mention when someone passes away. We feel it's good to honor their memory and their work.
Mhm.
But sometimes when there's some good, happy news, it seems to kind of go under the radar, and we don't seem to mention it, or we don't tend to hear about it. We gotta like
Yeah.
go searching far and wide and across the cosmos to get some nice news. And the nice news is that the Echo actress Alaqua Cox has announced that she is pregnant. On Mother's Day, she announced that she is pregnant with her first child. So we hope that it all goes well and is a great happy time. So
There we
congrats.
go. Good
There we
job. Way to
go.
go.
Quick little clap
Yeah.
for Alaqua. She's a great actress. And when you hear about her story and all that she's been through, it's nice to see that things are going really good for her. Like I said, with not just playing the big part of Echo, but also that she's,
Mhm.
her and her fiance are expecting. So now that's great to hear.
Nice.
And as
Yeah.
a codex, we're nice to hear some happy stuff.
It's good to get happy news like that, right? Way to go.
Yeah.
Congratulations. In a couple of months, you'll have a nice, awesome child that you get to nurture and grow and watch become something amazing. Yeah, absolutely. That's always great to hear.
Yes. And one other comic news I actually put it just in our chat with let our fellow Code X family members know about it. It is that Mad Cave Studios is having another talent search,
Ah, that's right. Yeah.
and that is going on right now, and it will end July 28th. The categories they have is a writer. The categories they have is a writer, illustrator, colorist, and letterer.
Wait a minute, Sonny. Before we go into that, because that is an amazing conversation, Sal says that the child needs Code Z merch.
Oh,
And I agree.
yes, we're gonna have to find out. We're gonna need some addresses so that we could send some of that.
No, not X, Sal. Code Z. That was correct. Yeah, you were right.
Yes, Code Z. If anybody wants to know what we're talking about, check out the Code Z Morning Podcast on the Codex Stations page. You will be very entertained.
It's hidden in there somewhere. You'll find it.
Oh yes, just nonstop craziness, and it is. Oh man, such a great time checking out those Code Z Morning Podcast videos that you
It
guys
was
make.
amazing. It was awesome. Jamie and I had so much fun. We were laughing through the whole thing. We had to be serious for 3 minutes and then we couldn't stop laughing. It was amazing.
Yeah, I was laughing the whole time through. So it was a great one. But yeah, so Code Z Morning Podcast merch.
Yeah.
We got to get that going soon. But yeah, Tim. So like I said, yeah, the Mad Cave Studios has their talent search,
Mhm.
and then it's for writer, illustrator, colorist, and letterer. That will end on July 28th. And like I said, so I make sure to put that in our chat because I know like that not just I work for towards stuff like we obviously know like I do my writing. I've mentioned
Mhm.
it a couple of times, but others too. Like and like Dan, he's always drawing, so I did make sure. And of course, it was Dan who said, "Hey, I'm gonna look to get into it." So
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Do
yeah,
you know what you're going to write? Cuz I
I
know it said that it had to be Mad Cave Studios specific, right? Like
so
something from one of their
yes,
titles.
so it has to be in their world. So that's I was saying, hey, let me see to figure out some more. And you said that Nottingham is really good,
Yeah,
and
yeah. If you haven't read Nottingham, that's something you definitely need to get your hands on.
yes, I gotta get on that. Like right now, I'm writing my story, Addicted to Death, and I did when I'm looking at the time wise, I think I could finish it before, so it's not just trying to mix things in with each other. So I could
Mhm.
finish this story, and then I looked since the Mad Cave contest ends the 28th. I should have enough time to finish my story and
What
then
month of the
focus on that.
28th?
Hmm?
What month?
July.
July. Okay, guys, there's
2
2
months.
months. Yeah, to get something going on. So definitely do that. That would be amazing.
Yeah, and I believe off the top of my head that if you are a writer, they want it to be 6 to 8 pages worth.
Hmm.
And then if you are an illustrator, colorist, or letterer, they want it to be 3 pages worth
Right
of your
on.
work. Yeah. So check that out. Good luck to everybody involved.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely. Give it a shot. You never know.
Yeah. Anything could happen. So you gotta go for it. And even if
Yeah,
you don't, hey, maybe you still get a good fun story out of it. So there you go. That's a win in itself.
right. Absolutely.
Yeah, so again with that other news, any other things that really took your attention away, Tim, that you want to discuss more?
I have big anticipation for the Flash. I'm waiting for that to come out. I'm keeping an eye on what people are saying on the interwebs, the thing called the internet. And aside from the Snyder dude bros who don't want to see anything succeed, there's been a lot of positive buzz about it. A lot of people are saying a lot of good things. And the trailers have been nothing short of jaw dropping. And seeing Michael Keaton back as Batman again, that's got me super stoked, super psyched, ready for action, ready to go. I can't wait to see it. It looks amazing. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3 finally.
Oh, I still gotta
And
see it.
that movie was heavy, like heavy with emotion, and I'm gonna have to wait a little bit to go see it again. But it was
Nice.
really good.
Yeah, and then Across the Spider-Verse coming out a
Oh
couple
yeah,
days from now, June 2nd.
yeah, not too far away.
Yeah,
What is that?
June
This
2nd is
weekend?
Friday. This Friday. So, and June 2nd is my aunt's birthday. So, happy birthday to my Aunt Monique.
Happy
Love you.
birthday, Aunt Monique. I hope you have a Moniquely magnificent day.
Awesome. She's the one who gets me the comic books every now and then. I'll show you.
Even better. Why don't you get her a comic book for her birthday? I almost said for Christmas, but you
For
can do
Christmas.
that too.
And she also got me this little Pez of Captain Marvel.
Wow, that's
So
wonderful.
I should have one of them right now.
Oh, there you go. Pez dispensers.
Oh,
Fancy.
always good to snack during a show, especially when you're doing a talk show. Very professional to eat as you're talking.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Always chew with your mouth open. Ladies
Yes,
and
yes.
gentlemen, definitely do that, especially at restaurants and the tables where your parents are.
Oh, and always remember if it's like an expensive restaurant, make sure you always have your elbows on the table.
Like this. Yeah.
Yeah, just don't eat like that. Kind of almost
Mhm.
eat like you're in prison,
Yeah.
and you don't want anybody to get around your food, kind of like that.
Yeah. Make sure to put your food over here on the side so when you talk, it's in a big ball.
Oh yeah,
Definitely. 110% do that.
yeah. And remember your napkins, you just keep them, ball them
No,
up.
you don't use napkins. You use the back of your hand.
My bad. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. God, table etiquette, Sonny. Where have you been? Come on.
Well, speaking of etiquette, our F-lister has quite a few
Woo!
things to say about etiquette, and he would probably die from this conversation.
Who would that be? Etiquette wise.
But yeah, so etiquette wise, yeah. So with that, we can say goodnight to the comic news of the week. I think we've wrapped it up.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so we put it in the about once in the garbage. We just say we leave it on the table and we move on to the F list. And today's F lister is Turner D Century.
That
There
guy
he is,
right there.
looking all old school with his big old mustache.
Oh.
He's got a hat. He looks like he dresses like he's from 1900.
There is also this right here.
There he is, flying through a window with his bike. And I'll should read the part what he says.
Please do. I want to hear this.
Oh yeah. Back defilers of innocence, make way for Turner D Century.
Oh my god. And let's not forget.
Oh, there he is, flying on his two-person bicycle. Even there's somebody out the window says, "A man flying on a bicycle." And
What?
as you can see, he has a mannequin on the other. Turner D Century has a mannequin riding
And
behind
she's
him.
sitting like a lady.
Oh, just how he likes it. So, since since the new Herald of Galactus Jamie Wojcik is not here today to give his story. Would you like to give the story for
Yes.
Turner the Sanctuary?
So, Turner, as his friends call him, was at the turn of the century growing up, a small child in Lincolnshire, Delaware. He got the straw hat there at a freak carnival show that happened to show up one day in the middle of the mists on a sunny day. Won it in a bowling pin throwing contest, and from there it granted
those.
him from there it granted him powers to crash through windows, uh hold his fist in the air, and ride with his trusty umbrella and mannequin. Though the bike may look like it can fly, it can only go short distances once it hits a ramp. So from there, Turner D. Century is a time traveling mystifier who is a snake oil peddler and goes from century to century just at the turn of the century to show up and do this and then leave. Turner D. Century, ladies and gentlemen.
It's actually better. The idea is better. You may have to start writing some of these characters' histories.
Oh my god. So what's his real history, Sonny?
Well, one other thing Turner the Sanctuary said, ready for this one, is as he looked down at New York City, he said, "New York, prepare to be honked as you've never been honked before."
That's wonderful.
Yeah, man, such a amazing character. But let's go on. I will tell you about Turner D. Sanctuary. His actual name is Clifford F. Michaels.
Nothing
relation
even
to
near Turner D. Century.
Turner D. Sanctuary. Clifford F. Michaels, no relation to Shawn Michaels or Brett Michaels that we know of. He was formerly in Hood's gang, and now he's 6'1". He's 185 pounds. Yeah, his unusual features is a handlebar mustache, which we saw in the pictures. He is alive. Yeah, there's that great winning mustache of his. He has died multiple times and been
I
resurrected
bet.
multiple times. Are we ready for this? One way he was killed was he was shot by Scourge during, so Scourge, and we're doing the Scourge of the Underworld as Captain America storyline. So one way Scourge shot him and killed, Scourge shot him and killed him, but he was resurrected by the Hood. Another time, there was an unknown death of his. He was picked to go after. He was resurrected to go after the Hood resurrected him to go after the Punisher. It was kind of unknown, but somehow he was again dead. But Dormammu
Somebody
resurrected.
forgot to tell the writer, oh, by the way, Turner D. Century died. Who? Yeah, never mind. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Pretty much, yeah. Turner D. Sanctuary made his first appearance in. Actually, I'll mention who he was created by. Turner D. Sanctuary was created by J.M. DeMantis, Steve Leoloa, Bruce D. Patterson. And his first appearance was in Spider-Woman 33 in September of 1980. So no, he's not a Spider-Man villain. He's a Spider-Woman villain.
Wow.
All right,
sorry,
now,
Turner, you can't be in Spider-Man titles. You got to go to Spider-Woman's titles. That's
Yeah.
okay. I will crash through a window.
Perfect. And if you notice in that picture how he's talking about back defilers of innocence.
Yep.
Oh yeah. See, that's one thing he hates.
All these people are
society's
doing
changed.
is just sitting there having lunch, drinking sodas, and all that stuff, and he crashes.
Yeah, well, look at the way they're dressed, Tim. So, oh man, it's just
Especially
horrible.
that guy in the trench coat. He looks a little shady.
Yep, exactly. He
There
should
you
be
go.
destroyed.
It's probably. Jeez, Sonny.
Well, that's what Turner would say.
There you go. Yeah. No stern talking to. No
Oh
twirl
no.
of the mustache. He's just gotta go.
Yes. Well, Turner was raised by Morgan McNeil Hardy, and Hardy had seen in the 1906 San Francisco earthquake, right? So he worked on bringing things back up, right? And raising Mr. Turner D. Sanctuary, he taught him about the old ways and said, "Oh, life was so different before in the early 1900s." So that's how Turner got obsessed with it and thought this is the way to live, because he wasn't really put out into the real world. So he was taught old ways. So Turner D Century changed his name. He went from going from Clifford F. Michaels and started calling himself Turner D Century. He dressed like he was from 1900. And when he came out into the real world, he noticed everyone's a bit different. People act different. They dress different. So he couldn't stand it. So what does he do?
He crashes through a window.
That's right. But you might think that's enough, but it's actually not enough because he
Oh
gets
man.
his horn of time, and as he's trying to stop everybody, obviously he uses his horn of time, which he thinks will kill everybody under the age of 65.
Wow.
So he uses it, and it only knocks down a few people.
So is he a hero or a villain?
He's a villain. Although some people might say, some people nowadays might be like, you know what, he likes just the old ways. He is a hero.
Oh
Actually, he's
my
a villain
god.
because he wanted to use his horn of time. Like I said, he used his horn of time thinking it would kill everyone under 65. It just
Oh
knocked a few down. Didn't really do much.
yeah. Oh,
He was
I tripped and fell. Golly gee willikers, what happened? I, Turner D
yeah.
Century, have happened.
Yeah. And one of the things I talked about, he talks about like honking. Like New York's never been honked like they're gonna get honked before. I don't know what that means. Yeah,
Neither do I.
he rides around in the two people bicycle with a mannequin behind. But yeah, so that's the way he is. And as I mentioned before, he died multiple times. Scorch killed him. He was brought back. So he's been brought back multiple times. So right now he's technically still alive. His powers, he has no powers. Yeah, he seems to have some knowledge, obviously just going up and making his things. But the reason was his horn of time didn't work was he was set. Remember, like I said, he was raised to think of everything back in like in 1900. So
So
technology was too much for him.
how does his bike fly then? If he
It is
has no
un.
powers.
It is not mentioned how his bike flies.
Ain't that
He,
convenient?
yeah, exactly. Even on Marvel Fandom, it literally on Marvel dot Fandom, it literally says his transportation flying bicycle built for two, which flew due to unknown methods.
These methods right behind us.
Right?
That's exactly how it happened.
Ooh. Looks like he may be the next Herald of Galactus. Instead of the Silver Surfer flies throughout space in his surfboard, Turner D Century flies throughout the cosmos
That'd
in
be
his two
amazing.
people bicycle.
Just crashes through windows on random planets. Get back, defilers of innocence. Galactus comes to consume you.
Yeah, he would actually be more than fine. He would actually be happy with it because his horn of time isn't going to kill a bunch of people under 65,
Oh
but
my
Galactus will
god.
gladly kill them to
Oh
feed.
man.
Yeah, but that is Turner D Century, a guy who just couldn't deal with the times, and obviously didn't even know how to make a horn of time to kill anybody. Was defeated by Spider-Woman. Eventually, later on, he was defeated by Spider-Man as well. And I can only imagine Turner D Century nowadays. If he was back like in those '80s comic books and thought, "Oh my gosh, can you just
Well,
imagine Turner right now?"
this
Seems
artwork seems to be more recent.
it is. Yeah, I think that's more with the probably after. Oh, that's probably when he was brought back to try to take on the Punisher. But like
Right.
they brought him back with one of the many villains that were brought back, and then they didn't
Wow.
even have him come across the Punisher.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, probably got his mustache shot off right before his head.
Oh, I cannot go out.
Yeah, but I can imagine Turner like right now, seeing how people are so different, and let's see, maybe you see somebody who's half shaven head. How would I
Mhm.
put it? He would probably like men to be dressed in suits, women in skirts constantly. So
Bowler hats.
yeah, us wearing t-shirts would probably almost give him a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then he'd see somebody with like half a shaved head, a bit of green hair there, a dress, a goatee, and he would probably literally die
He'd
from
lose his
seeing the
mind.
different people. It's not, yeah. From seeing how people are now, I think Turner D Century would die. I don't think he can make it out of the F list. I don't really see why he'd be brought back.
No.
You know, yeah.
No. Keep the licensing rights, Marvel, but beyond that, he's worthless.
Exactly. Yeah. So Turner D Century does
Yep.
not make it out of the F list.
Nope.
And yeah, I don't think he will. As funny as it would be, I don't think Galactus will ever choose him to be a hero.
No, definitely not.
So Eternity Sanctuary can stay thinking he's in 1900, and he will remain in the F list for
Right
all
on.
time.
You know what's not in the F list, though?
Let's see. Oh, but the clock is there. Okay, I was trying to think of the clock, but the clock is there.
An Eraserhead or the Eraser. They're
Yeah,
in there
Eraser,
too.
yeah.
Man Mountain Marco.
I can't forget him. Pink Pearl.
Oh, my favorite. No, my favorite F lister is Super Pro so far.
NFL Super Pro. Can anybody really beat him?
Yes, a lot of people can.
But in the F list, though,
That's why he's in the F list.
I think in the F list, he's pretty much almost unbeatable.
Pink Pearl could take him, I think.
But I mean, like as an F lister, though, like I mean, like, can anybody be worse than him? Or
Oh,
maybe Egg Foo.
well, Turner
Original Egg Foo.
No. Who's the guy that we did a couple weeks ago? That is a white guy that his only power is to turn into a black guy.
Oh man, let me look back at the list, the long list I have. The F list has been going on for quite a while now.
Yeah, that guy
And
is the
he
worst. Like,
was the Brown Bomber.
yes,
Oh,
holy
man.
smokes.
I forgot. Yeah, he was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brown Bomber, Egg Foo. Yeah, so the F list has some pretty interesting characters that are just fun to laugh at.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay,
But
was that what the time was, Tim? You asked about what time it was for?
do you know?
Oh,
Oh,
what do I know?
what do you know? Do you know that I may or may not have your number this week? I know I say that every
Let me
week, but
send it.
this week I think I do.
Let me send it to you right now as we talk,
Oh, okay, go ahead.
so you have my number.
I do have your number, dude. I got it right here.
We do got your number, and let
Yeah.
me see if I wait. Do I really have your number? Okay, Tim, is your number
Oh,
on the podcast? Yeah, mention it.
there you go. We'll put it in a nice little scroller bar down below.
Okay, and Tim, I'm literally sending you my number right now, so that you
Oh my
have to
God.
say I have your number.
Are you kidding me? I don't have your number, Sonny. Sorry.
I just sent it to you.
Oh, okay. Then I'll get it here in a minute.
We can't start this until you get. We cannot start this. Do you know until you get it because.
What number did you send it to?
Oh. Well, I think you're the only Tim I have.
Oh, well, I don't think I've given you my updated phone number. I'll give that to you
Wow.
after the show.
He is not even.
So you just
an old
texted
number.
somebody random and they're like, who?
Well, there you go. Well, one thing I don't know is Tim's number, so good thing it's not a question.
Wow, otherwise you would have failed.
Okay. So now we can get on to Do You Know?
There we go.
And
Who
today
goes
starts
first today? Me or you?
you. It would have been you, then the new Herald of Galactus, and then me.
I'm actually sending you my number right now.
Interesting.
There we go. Okay, now
block.
Oh, right on. You cannot message anymore.
Scam likely.
So I just heard it buzz.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
New number giving me
new number. Who dis? Anyways, yeah. Sonny, I've got you today. Got your number. Got you dialed in. And not a Herald of Galactus, unlike Jamie, who is cruising naked on his Vespa with his Codex bandana and sticker. And soaked in the power cosmic.
Sticker just like that one.
That's right. Speaking of Heralds of Galactus, we were talking about Terrax in the warm-up, right? So, do you know what is the first appearance of Terrax?
Okay, Tim.
And while you think about that, I'm going to scoot off right here and actually grab my copy of it.
Nice.
So
I'll go with the Fantastic Four 211.
You are correct, sir. The Fantastic Four, number 211. Take a look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That is the first appearance of Terex the Tamer. It came out in October of 1979. Good job, Sonny.
Awesome. All right, cool.
All right. Let's
All
see
right. All right, Timothy. Now, since we're going on with Heralds of Galactus,
here.
and this story really, since we're reviewing the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal, one of the main characters was Frankie Ray, who was Nova. So my question for you, do you know, when did Frankie Ray become Nova, the Herald of Galactus?
I want to say Silver Surfer number 16.
Frankie Ray became Nova in the Fantastic Four 244.
Of course.
Now, if you had said Fantastic Four 224, I would have understood and still given you a sympathy point, because in the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal, they mention Galactus mentions when Nova became his herald,
Oh, that's
and
right.
it says back in Fantastic Four 224, which is actually wrong. She
Oh,
was
wow.
Yeah. So the comic got it wrong, and even if you look it up, and if I do have the comic itself, well, in a trade paperback, in the Fantastic Four 244, Frankie Ray becomes Nova, the Herald of Galactus.
There you go. Right on. Well, Sonny, you are at 1 point right now. I am at a big fat 0. So let's go on with question number 2. Let's see if I can get you on this one. So, Sonny, this big guy right here, we know who that is. That is Galactus. If you didn't play that part in Fortnite, you missed out on something amazing, by the way.
I did. I completely did.
But
I just found
video
that out.
games, excuse me, video games. Do you know what Galactus's first video game appearance was?
Can we
Do
trade that
you
question for his first appearance in comics?
Negative.
Okay. His first appearance in video games, I am going to say Marvel versus Capcom.
You would think so, but no. The answer is Silver Surfer on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Came out in 1990.
Oh, wow. Silver Surfer had a video game.
Yeah, sure did. All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Question number 2.
Oh, yeah. So this one for me. So again, with the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal, and there we saw a man in rags, a mysterious man. So my question for you, Tim, do you know, in the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal, who is the man in rags?
See, I was trying to figure that out the whole 5 issues or 6 issues, right? And they did not give you much of anything to go on. So I'm going to have to take a big fat guess and say Marvel.
That would have been a pretty cool one, but it was not Marvel. In the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal, the man in rags is Jack of Hearts.
Oh! Okay, right on.
Yep, and later on it's revealed, literally the issue right after the Herald Ordeal reveals that it is the Jack of Hearts.
God. Right on, that makes sense. Okay, question number 3. Let's see if I get you on this one, Sonny. Right now, we are 1 point for you and 0 points for me. This is a pretty tough game, but question number 3 is going to make sure that you get no more points. Heralds of Galactus. We are talking about I Hunger behind us. So, Aunt May, Peter Parker's lovely aunt, was a Herald of Galactus. Sonny, do you know in what title, what series was Aunt May a Herald of Galactus in?
What If?
No. It is Marvel Team Up number 137.
Okay, I remember the cover. Who was she with, like, in the cover? Do you remember?
Yeah, Galactus. Because she was
Okay, I
a
thought
Herald
there was
of
another. I
Galactus.
thought there was another character. Like, when you're trying to remember the cover.
Yes,
Okay.
there's one other character on there. If you can guess that character's name, I'll give you a sympathy point.
I'll just say Fire Lord.
You are incorrect. It's Franklin Richards.
Franklin Richards. Okay. So, what was the answer to that one again?
Marvel Team Up number 137.
Very cool. Good,
Yeah.
good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, yeah, it seems like one that would be a what if, but yes, it actually.
But it wasn't,
Aunt
because
May.
on the cover it says this is not a hoax. Aunt May is the Herald of Galactus. Yeah.
Nice. I've got to get that issue just to have it.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the
All
craziest stories you ever hear about, but okay. Here we go.
So, your turn. Question
All right.
number 3.
Tim, your chance to tie this up
Let's do
once
it.
again. And we're, like I said, we're on to the Silver Surfer and Heralds of Galactus. So my question is about Galactus.
Hmm.
So recently in comic books, Galactus was killed, but he was revived. He was resurrected. So my question is, do you know, what does Galactus hunger for now in comics?
I have absolutely no idea, so I am gonna guess. Shortcakes. No, I take that back. Aunt May's famous wheat cakes.
No.
Of course.
So now it has been announced that in the newest series, in Fantastic Four number 45, Galactus is resurrected, and he says that he now hungers for knowledge.
Oh,
Yep.
come on.
More specifically, knowledge of the Borderlands, which is a new world created by UA, or a new planet created by UA2. So, yes, Galactus doesn't hunger to eat planets
I
anymore.
used to destroy planets. Now I destroy books. Give me a
Yes. Now
break.
I don't hunger for life. I don't hunger for the lives of innocence. I hunger for knowledge.
Oh
And
my
that is something we
God.
can all hunger for. More
Galactus, put the book down. You're not you, and you're not eating a planet.
knowledge. Perfectly put.
But I hunger for knowledge. No, put the book down, man. Go blow up that planet over there. Jeez.
Well, Galactus's hunger for knowledge has cost you today.
Yeah, right. I guess I should have been hungry for knowledge too. You won, Sonny, with 1 point.
My hunger for knowledge gives me one more victory.
Oh my lord. Oh my Lanta.
Okay, DJ Tanner.
Ah. Yeah. All right. There you go.
Do you know in the books of Crazy One, some crazy
That's
questions?
That's okay. That's just like the silliest thing I've ever heard. Like one of the most powerful cosmic beings in Marvel existence has been nerfed something fierce, and he's been put to task at the library. Come on. Come on.
Hungers for knowledge. Hey, maybe he
God.
needs a new herald. Well, maybe he needs Aunt May to be his herald again. She's like, you've changed. You're not yourself.
His
You need
new
to start killing planets.
his new herald is going to be Conan the Librarian. Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System?
Well, not long ago, I heard that Kazar was his herald.
What?
So, yeah, I remember, maybe like a year ago or something. I'm trying to remember what episode we talked about it, but we did like mention in comic news that Kazar was his herald. I don't think he's still the herald, but
This is-
Kazar isn't too far off from Conan. And
Wow.
yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Let's
Alright.
talk about this.
Oh, so all those questions about the Silver Surfer, about Galactus, and now it is time to review.
Oh, wow. You do have all the issues.
Yes, this is one I mentioned in one of my old From the Vote videos, was that I have the Herald Ordeal.
That's amazing.
That's
Those
right.
Ron Lim covers are wonderful.
Yeah, that is right. The Silver Surfer 70.
Oh, wait a minute, Sonny. Start back over. Let's go ahead and get you to showcase those lovely
Okay.
beauties.
Okay, here we go.
There
Right now,
we go.
here's my collection of the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal. Part 1, Silver Surfer 70.
Look at that.
Part 2, the Silver Surfer 71.
That is a great cover with Morg on there.
I love these covers. The Silver Surfer 72, which is part 3.
No.
Silver Surfer 73, which is part 4.
Oh yeah.
We got Earwalker, and then don't forget there's issue 74, which is part 5.
That's my favorite cover with
That
all of them on there.
ready like a lot of people. Well, here's even more characters. The Silver Surfer, number 75,
Yep.
and that is part 6. You see
Let's
it has
see.
a hollow cover.
It's the only issue I have from that storyline.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
But there you go. I got a bid, and I think it came out to around $18. And I was more than happy with it because this is a story I've been waiting to have us review on the podcast. This one isn't easy to get. This one, it's in no Epic Collections.
Why?
It's not even on Marvel Unlimited, so it's a hard one to get.
That makes no sense to me. Yeah, and we'll go into that, I guess, because this was a really good story. Spoiler alert. It was awesome.
I'm glad to hear it. And now, shall I start us off? Yes, everybody, in case you don't know, I'm Sunny. I'm joined by Tim, and today we are reviewing The Silver Surfer, The Herald Ordeal, which is The Silver Surfer issues 70 through 75. And as usual, Tim will give the credits.
Yeah, so this was Sunny's pick for the week. This is Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal storyline. Like he said, issues number 70 through 75. Writing goes to Ron Mars. Artwork is shared by two, MC Wayman and Ron Lim. Colors by Tom Vincent. Inks by Tom Christopher. And letters by Ken Bruzenak.
Okay, and as usual, I will start us off with a run through of the story.
Mhm.
And we start off with Nova. She's thinking about before how the Silver Surfer was telling her, she has a choice. It is her life, and she eventually decides to leave Galactus. She doesn't tell him about a planet that he can consume, and he finds out about it. And he says, you lied to me. You're done. I'm done with you. Go off. I'm done. I have no need for you. So he finds the planet himself. And on this planet, as he's about to take it, there is one barbarian. There's one barbarian, or you could say executioner, he was calling himself, and he is Morg. And Morg is ready to fight Galactus. And Galactus thinks, you think you can take on me? And Morg backs down from nobody. So Galactus actually decides Morg would be the perfect herald for him. And so he gives him the cosmic power. Yeah, and he makes Morg his new herald. But Morg is a vicious one. Morg is hungry for power, and he's hungry to destroy. And at this time, the Silver Surfer goes to find Nova. He's thinking about her. He goes and he confronts Galactus, and Galactus is like, she's gone. I already got rid of her. And then he's like, but here's my new herald. And he says, Morg, my first task for you is to kill the Silver Surfer, or is to take out the Silver Surfer. So we move on to the next issue, and they battle. And we see that Morg is really tough, and he whips the Silver Surfer. And he even says, you're lucky I let you live. And then he leaves with Galactus, and Galactus cloaks his ship so that nobody will be able to find me. And so the Silver Surfer knows that, Morg, along with Galactus, it's just going to be horrible, especially with Morg as the new herald. He has, no sympathy, no empathy, anything like that. Morg is just, completely blackheart, vicious killer.
Yep.
So he looks to seek out some of the old heralds. And the first one he gets is Fire Lord. And then they decide that they need to get Nova. And then we go on to issue number 3, which is, for me, issue number 3 was alone already a 10 out of 10. And this one was a really fun one where the Silver Surfer and Fire Lord, they go to Calculex, which is a really rundown, really dirty place. You see a sign that says like peep shows 10 cents.
Yeah, triple X.
Oh, yeah, all those videos, yeah.
I like the little caption at the bottom of the page that said translated from multiple alien languages.
Yes. So yeah, it is basically the slum of the cosmos.
Yeah.
And there's a lady, a cat-like lady wearing a really revealing outfit. She's like, oh, I can help you guys out. And Silver Surfer's like, not interested. But Firelord says, wait a minute, maybe we can make a transaction. And Surfer's like, we don't have time for this. But Firelord has a plan. And he says, hey, my friend is looking for a certain lady. And she's like, oh, what's his type? And he's like, yeah, he's a certain type of lady he's looking for. She's kind of like me, head on fire. And yeah, no other story could fit that line in there more perfectly than this. Like me, head on fire. and she says, "Oh, she's at Flamers." So Silver Surfer and Firelord, they go to Flamers. A Silver Surfer avoids a fight with a big old guy, and he's just, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna fight you. And they find Nova, and she is dancing.
But
Looks like a
but
strip
you
club.
have to. That's what he
No,
said,
nope,
remember?
yeah. We
But
have to. Like, no.
but you have to. I called you out. You have to fight me. I ain't got time for this.
Yeah, he is left dumbfounded. He can't believe that Silver Surfer. Like, no, not interested. So they go to they go inside Flamers and they see all these ladies dancing, and one of them is Nova, and they can see in their eyes like she doesn't look like herself. She just seems like she's in a trance, and so Silver Surfer says, "We're going to take you," and people are like, "You can't touch me. You could look, but you can't touch." So they eventually get her off, and then a big fight breaks out. That Flamers and especially that guy earlier says, "Hey, I want my fight now."
Yeah.
And Silver Surfer's like, "Okay, here we go. We'll fight." And he takes out the Silver Surfer. But then we find out in issue number 4, Silver Surfer's like, he's gone. Okay, let's go. He did not have time for a fight, so he just let himself get hit. So yeah, you beat me, you got me. You're so tough.
Yep.
Let's get out of here, Firelord and Nova. And they say, okay, we got to find out where is Galactus. And Firelord knows, I know the guy who could help us, Airwalker. So they find Airwalker's body, and they use the power cosmic to bring him back to life. But during this time, as Firelord is working on bringing Airwalker back, Airwalker, who was a good friend of Firelord's, and they had fought amongst each other, as he's doing this, the Silver Surfer and Nova are talking, and the Silver Surfer says, I know what it's like to be done with Galactus, to be floating around in space, and you're alone. And he eventually tells Nova, if you want somebody, I'd be more than happy to have you accompany me. And they say, we could go together. And he says, once this is done, though, once this is all finished, you and I can go explore. We could be together.
Yeah.
And then Airwalker comes to life. He's immediately ready to fight. And it's a fight with, Firelord, Silver Surfer, and Nova to kind of calm down Airwalker. And it's quite a fight, but they eventually get him to calm down when he thinks that he killed Firelord. And then he realizes, wait a minute, no, that's my friend. So they get Firelord they get Earwalker on their team, and he knows where to go for Galactus. But they say Silver Surfer says there's one more person we need if we're going to take on Morg, because Morg, not only is he helping the Silver Surfer take out people, there we go. They need the other Herald of Galactus, former Herald of Galactus, T-Rex the Tamer. So as they're doing this, Morg has gotten more power. Not just has he got the power cosmic, he went into the well of life in a planet he went, and he got even more power. As all of this is going on, there's a short little story with Nebula where she's getting healed. She's seeing a doctor. Guitar takes her to a doctor to heal her, to fix her up, but that goes with more stuff that happens after the Herald Ordeal. So I won't really go too much into detail with that. But yes, the Silver Surfer says we need to get T-Rex to help us, and T-Rex immediately wants to fight, and he says, we need to relax. We need you. We're trying to talk to you. But T-Rex he wants to fight. He wants to kill. But eventually they come to a deal. Silver Surfer says, we'll let you go free. And he says, okay. But now I also need my axe. So Airwalker leads them towards his axe. They get the axe, and they say, okay, now T-Rex says, okay, if there's not any more objections, let's go kill Morg. And then we go on to issue number 6, the Silver Surfer 75. And as issue 74 ended with, it all ends in destruction. And the oversized issue 75 is one of the most memorable issues of Silver Surfer, and it concludes the story of the Herald Ordeal. But right now, I'll stop the walkthrough right there. Feel free to check out the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal yourselves. I think you'll enjoy it. For me, the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal is one of my all-time favorite stories. I could not wait to have you guys review it. I know it was hard to get, so I'm like, when eventually we're able to find it, we got to review it. I love the writing by Ron Mars. I love the artwork, Ron Lim and MC, and I think the whole story all around, I loved it from beginning to end. Like I say, one of my all-time favorite stories. I think the best Silver Surfer story. And I, Sonny Kruger, give the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal 10 out of 10.
There it is.
I've been waiting like almost 2 years to give the Herald Ordeal 10 out of 10?
Well, it was well worth the wait, Sonny, because this was a great read. I love cosmic Marvel stuff. I absolutely love it. And in the 90s, Silver Surfer was prime Marvel cosmic. And this has everything in it. It has Galactus, it has the Heralds, it has Nova, Terrax, Firelord. I mean, and it just goes on and on. The creation of Morg was absolutely amazing. And you knew that he was going to be a formidable opponent. And I'm not going to lie when I say that I wasn't looking so much forward to Silver Surfer and Morg duking it out as I was Terrax and Morg duking it out. And they absolutely did. And it was a slugfest and it was awesome. It was great. I loved every bit of it. The slower parts were really good. Ron Mars, I think, is an expert storyteller. And like when toward the end, when Silver Surfer is talking to Galactus, trying to convince him to be like, hey, you've got to put a stop to this. Morg is unstoppable and he is going to cause nothing but problems for you. So one page is Silver Surfer and Galactus talking, and then the next page it's Morg and Terrax beating the snot out of each other with Firelord and Nova picking themselves up off the ground. It was amazing. The way that it was done, the artwork, MC Wyman's artwork was wonderful. It had a really classic feel to it, and I really liked that. And Ron Lim at this time was a huge artist, and he had a very modern style, and it went seamlessly from Wyman's to Ron Lim's halfway through. Usually I get upset about that, but I like Ron Lim's artwork. I like everything that he does. But it would have been nice to see MC Wyman stick all the way through. That would have been awesome. But it didn't bother me too much that he didn't. But this is a very solid story. Highly recommend. It's 6 parts and it's 6 awesome parts. So definitely get it. Check it out. I give the writing overall an 8 out of 10. Very classic, very solid story. I agree with you that this is one of the best Silver Surfer stories ever told. The cosmic feel is there. I love that. And when they were on the asteroids, finding the android, I can't remember his name. Airwalker, that's right. That was awesome. That was a great part. Yeah, he was buried around here somewhere. Oh, right there. Yeah, there he is. And then looking for Terrax's axe too. That was even cool. But yeah, writing gets an 8 out of 10. Artwork for both artists gets a very well-deserved 9 out of 10 for an overall score of 8.5 out of 10.
So there we go. The Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal. Like I said, one of my favorites, 10 out of 10. And for Tim, a very high 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, yeah. Well earned, too. Well earned.
Yeah, so we recommend that you check out the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim, in case you want to know, in case you really like battles between T-Rex and Morg, they do battle it out later on in time. A few more issues after the Herald Ordeal. There's quite a few battles that those two have. They've had
Silver
some
Surfer,
fights.
I am passively working on right now. Like, give me 2 seconds and I can tell you how many Silver Surfer issues I have, which is not very many. But my buddy Paul I have 2. No, I have more than that. I have 3. I have issue 50, issue 75, and issue 107. That's all. But whenever I see him, I pick him up. I love Silver Surfer, but I just don't own a whole lot of his stuff.
Yeah, well, me, I'm a big fan too, and I got this, and right after this, I got the Epic Collection that continues right after it goes to, it's Resurrection. Yeah,
Nice.
Silver Surfer, Resurrection, and it picks up from issue 76 and on. So you find out more about Nebula, like why, her storyline was going on there, and as we said during the Do You Know, the Man in Rags turned out to be Jack of Hearts.
Yeah.
So yes, there was a lot.
And he's in She-Hulk's current title right now too. Yeah.
So Jack of Hearts has definitely made a comeback. Yeah, because after his power was pretty big in the Silver Surfer, and then for a while, I mean, for years I didn't hear about him much, and then now I know he's made his comeback in She-Hulk.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So next week, everybody, the Codex podcast on June 9th. The Codex podcast turns 2. It will have been 2 years since me and Jamie premiered our first episode of the Codex podcast. So next week we won't be doing it on June 9th, but a few days before, it will be a week from today. So it will be on June 6th. On June 6th, we'll be having another episode of the Codex podcast, celebrating 2 years of the Codex podcast, and we will probably be reviewing a one shot.
Yeah, I'll pick something pretty awesome. It's because Jamie's not going to be on that episode. He's got his regular 9 to 5
work schedule. Yeah.
Yep. But I'll pick something good, Sonny. Don't worry about that.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll have a one shot and then two. Then, as you know, on more episodes, we'll have more big reviews to do. Like I said, next week a one shot. Then probably the week after that will probably be a longer story arc that Jamie will pick out. Yes, everybody, stay tuned. We have a lot coming your way from the Code X Station. Year 2, almost 2 years.
Can't wait.
We've come a long way, and there's plenty more to come, and definitely plenty more reviews and more episodes of the Codex podcast and everything from the Code X Station. So for me, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'll see you all soon on more episodes of the Codex podcast and more things from the Code X Station. Take care.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here, don't forget to find us on all the socials. All you got to do is type in at the Codex Station, and that is where you will find us. Your favorite social media platforms where we're live streaming right now or where you're watching this, go ahead and hit the like, share, subscribe, and follow. Definitely helps us out and gives us the ability to bring more content like this to you all the time, every time. That neat little QR code that you've been seeing through the whole episode, that's our Patreon. Go ahead and scan that if you please. Check it out. If it's something that tickles your fancy, go ahead and subscribe to that too. That'll definitely help us out for the price of a cup of coffee a month. You get some pretty awesome Patreon exclusive things. So definitely go take a peek at that. And last but not least, ladies,
is that Jamie in the sky?
Ooh, is it a naked man wearing a hood, a bandana, flying on a Vespa? Maybe.
That's him.
Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we have a website. Go ahead and head over to thecodexstation.com. Get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Bios are on their way, so you can definitely read about when people started, who their favorite heroes and villains are, favorite publisher, ongoing series, or whatever the case may be, in a nice little bio that I got done before everybody else about what got them into comic books. So there's that. Head over codexstation.com. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim. This beautiful man over here is Kruger Sonny at Twitter, Instagram, /awesome. Our man behind the curtain, Jamie, the Herald of Codex, is out finding more subscribers for us right now, but he will return. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you very much. This is the Codex Podcast right here on the Codex Station, and we will see you next time.